Welcome to Sips with the Cereal. I'm Jenna.
I'm Danielle.
And I'm Dina.
We're just three besties who like to get together and talk books. We would love for you to follow along with us each week, just like a book club. We will tell you the week before what book we will be discussing so you can make sure you've read it. If you check out our Instagram, each of us likes to, but it's usually just Dina who makes art. So we will post our art interpretations for each book. So make sure you check out our Instagram. And Dina, go for it. What are we doing?
So we're just discussing part two of Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros. We discussed it last week, but there's just so much information that we couldn't fit it all into one episode. So we just decided to split it, which is great because then we get to have more drinks based on these characters.
Speaking of
Mhm.
drinks, I just saw what you added.
Oh, yes. I was like, I need to type this in so I don't forget. But let
What
me
a
do the other spiel here.
baby. You're a baby, Bob.
As always, if you haven't read it yet, please pause, go read, because just like the cereal, we're spilling the tea. So,
Oh my
speaking
God.
of tea, what are we sipping on today?
So Dina's
So,
drinking Terran's Fury, which tell everybody what's in that.
so it's an espresso martini designed by our Sips master,
Handcrafted.
handcrafted, designed by this official Sips master of Sips with the Cereal,
Sip
Bob, my husband,
master.
Who came
also
up with
from
Sips
the
Master?
podcast. I did. I decided he needs a really good title for this if it's going to be official and all.
I'm gonna
So
get a plaque for his desk. The
he needs
Sips
one.
Master.
Sip master. It's
I
happening.
think that would be really bad considering he works in a school.
It could be at his
He-
podcast desk.
His own
he-
podcast desk. Okay.
yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Master
Yeah,
Bob.
yeah.
Sips
So
Master.
yeah, he helped me with the espresso martini, which this is. So
And
Delicious.
because I don't like coffee-based drinky drinkers, I just made Andarna's Glow here. It tastes
very
better
beautiful.
than it looks. It is rye whiskey and pineapple juice.
Oh, that's
Literally it.
Ooh,
you just need a cherry.
she's
Oh, I
glowing.
have a cherry.
Ah,
Pardon moi. Excuse me.
perfect.
Oh, cherry it up.
Keep talking.
If I had gone over to Jenna's tonight, I would have insisted on the espresso martini. But
Oh, it is actually very good. I'm really hoping that I can sleep tonight, but I was telling Jenna earlier that I had two the other day and I was still able to sleep.
oh,
So I'm
two.
hoping it's just like a balance, you
I think
know?
so. Vodka's in a martini, yes. Oh,
Yes.
ugh,
And the
cherries.
thing is, like, I am not a big vodka person. I actually hated it for a very long time.
Me too.
But then I kept seeing like the espresso martinis pop up, and I'm like, you know what? I like coffee. I need to try it.
Hmm.
And we tried it one day, like for a date night, and yeah, it's great.
I'm
I love
down.
them. Yeah.
Ooh.
You can even make them like rum based and tequila based. Like it's
Oh,
crazy.
as
Yeah.
long as it's in a martini glass.
Mhm.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't even know if I have martini glasses.
This is the only, since I don't drink vodka and I don't drink martinis, this is the only martini glass I have. And it actually
Oh,
kind of
yeah.
worked.
I do not have a
I like
martini
that.
glass back
Yeah,
there.
I like that
Look at
stuff.
this giant bar, and I don't have a martini glass.
Oh,
It's a little
look at
bear.
that.
Bear on the wine there. Whoops.
I'm like, I'm not going to even show you.
A
Like, this is just
restock.
part of the bar.
Just a
Part of the bar.
part one of seven.
Yes.
And we're good now. And
Oh,
darn glow,
yes.
this could be like her eyeball.
Yes.
Aw, and she's so golden.
I
Yes.
love Antarna. Our favorite feather tail.
Forever feathers.
And speaking of feathers, go birds. This will have come out already. Oh no. Am I frozen? We are frozen.
Oh,
There
sugar.
we go. Whoa, that was bad.
Yeah. Oh my God. All right, let's go.
Okay.
Your
Uh,
turn.
it's actually your turn, Danielle.
Just kidding. My turn. I didn't scroll down and I was still seeing blue.
Turn.
Just kidding. There it is. Okay. All right. So we left off the night Violet was getting attacked in her room, and Darna helped stop time, which allowed Xaden to come in
Mm.
and kill all the attackers because he's
That's
just
such a
badass.
good
Mm.
scene.
Hmm.
I know. So good.
Such a good scene.
And
Because
the
she's,
reveal of Andarna's power, right? I mean, we
yes,
hadn't seen it
Yeah.
yet.
Yeah. Her juvenile power. Yeah. Love it.
it was so awesome because you're just like, Violet's so weak at this point still. She hasn't built up her strength. And you're just like, oh, fuck, here it goes again. She's going to
Yeah,
break
no
something, pop
signet.
something out.
Yeah, no signet. She's still training, but she was still poisoning her
hmm
attackers. Like,
Yeah, no, it was good. So they have to keep Andarna's power a secret because she's a juvenile and juveniles are we're not allowed to bond. So the next morning, Xaden assigns Liam. How do you say his last name? Mari?
Mari,
Mari.
I think, right?
Mari.
Okay.
Mari.
To Dane's
Love it.
squad, and basically he becomes Violet's bodyguard. Um, so says Xaden.
P.S. All
Uh,
the fan art of Liam. He is. I know you guys don't like blondes, but I do.
Send it my way. I
He's a
didn't see it.
hattie. He's a hattie. I'll send it
I've
right
been
now.
avoiding stuff on Instagram because everything is an Onyx spoiler, everything. So
Yes.
I
I'm not
know.
going
I
anywhere
I
near.
had
Stay
to
away.
do that for a while
No.
until a couple
We're
days.
saving it all for you. Don't worry.
Oh, I know it's gonna be like.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
All right, so Commandant Panchek informs them that a breach of the Codex has occurred, which was the attack that happened last night on Violet, and Xaden claims that the attack was illegal and interrupted by him, Garrick Bodie, and the perpetrators were executed. He claims one person got away, wing leader Amber Mavis. I forgot about this part.
Mhm.
Amber denies what happened, and Dane asks to see Violet's memories. Since she doesn't want Dane to know about Andarna freezing time, she refuses, and Dane insists Violet is mistaken as to who led the attack. But, she was doing the right thing,
Mhm.
protecting her dragon. So the dragons show up, and Violet asks Taryn to share her memory of seeing Amber with the other dragons, and he does. And the wing leaders condemn Amber to die by fire.
Which
Because that's
yikes.
what we do. We just burn
Yeah.
people.
That's what
Yeah. Yeah.
I remember when this was happening, I was like, we're burning more people. Great. Lots of burning.
And then it was Taryn that burned her. Like, ooh,
Mm-hmm.
well.
scary.
Well, like, don't fuck with my human.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
That's my girl.
That's my rider. I love how he
I
continually says, I
chose
chose you. And
Yes.
almost like when she asks a dumb question, he
silver
goes, I
one.
chose you for your intelligence and your like,
Don't doubt
Ay,
yourself, silver one.
yes. Oh,
Taryn.
Tyrion.
Love him.
All right, I
All
sent you
right.
a fan art, both of you fan art of Liam.
Right now,
Oh,
let's look at him.
Pause
We'll
right
pause
now.
for
oh,
Liam.
there's 3
Oh, because
photos
I
here.
love me some Liam. Here, see if I can.
Oh.
Look at this.
Where'd
Look
you
at this.
send it?
Look to the text messages. Look at this.
Oh, in the text.
Fucking
Sorry.
guy.
I was
Aw.
looking on
Look at
Insta.
this stud.
Oh, he is sexy looking.
Ooh,
We need to
yeah.
find someone to play him in our fan
Yeah, I
cast.
still don't like him like as much because he is blonde, but you know, he is very good.
He'll
Good
do.
looking.
More for
He's
me
good.
then.
He's
I
a
mean,
good guy.
I wouldn't turn him away,
Right? If he showed up at your door, you'd be like, "Sorry, your hair is blonde." Sorry.
Yeah, exactly. No.
Sorry, I like brunettes.
Ruh-roh.
Take your
Put on a
six-pack
Xaden
ab.
wig.
Take
Can
your
you dye
six-pack
it?
abs and leave me,
I'll
please.
just tell him to throw on a wig and we'll hop right in.
Wear a beanie.
There you go. Wear a hat,
Spray
man.
your hair real quick.
All right. So now, since Liam is accompanying Violet everywhere, she gets to know him. And Liam says Xaden and him were both fostered at the same estate after the Tirish rebellion against King Tori, which is nice. They grew up together. It was really sweet to
Mhm.
hear that little backstory.
Brothers.
I know. And Liam's little sister was sent elsewhere, which is super sad. She's a year younger, so he'll get to see her next year when she enters Basgaith if she makes it, because it's fucking shit show crossing that parapet. The children of the rebellion are forced to conscribe to the Dragon's Quadrant because they hope to kill off the kids without doing it themselves. They didn't think that the dragons would bond with them. There are 107 children with the rebellion relics, and Xaden is the oldest of all of them. Xaden trained Liam to fight, and he says he owes him everything. So right there, we shouldn't hate him, even though he's kind of
Mm-mm.
like grumpy.
Yeah.
Like really, really grumpy. But that's okay. We know deep down he's good.
He's a good guy.
Yeah. Later that night, Violet gets a sudden feeling of lust. This part was hilarious.
Yes.
And realizes that she's feeling whatever her dragon is feeling, and
That
he's
was
probably mating with Segale, having some nice sexy time. So she goes running outside for some fresh air
Like, oh my
and
God,
to be
why am I
alone.
so hot?
I'm gonna be so horny. Getting all these dragon pheromones up in here. And then she finds Xaden. Ah, I
It's
mean,
not great when you turned on to see someone so
no, right?
hot.
Someone that good looking? No.
And what's funny is like the first like I don't know, I'm assuming right because the first sex in the book is dragon sex.
Huh.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Isn't that funny?
That is funny.
Here's a question. Do we think Taryn did that on purpose? Because like he knows how to like shut down his
Yeah,
water.
but she had just gotten
Ooh.
her powers,
Yeah,
and Xaden teaches
but
her how to block them out. Like that's what's coming up
true,
next.
true. But if the dragon
Like
wants
have
to
his
shut you out, he'll
shields,
shut you out with his shields. Yeah.
And then
Do you think
Segale
that's a,
too didn't shut it out. So
do we
the
think that's like a
Xaden.
Gale, like yeah,
do we think it's like a tiny plot hole or
like to get
Oh,
them together.
do you think it's yeah, like a plot to just show like, oh, she's getting turned on and whoops, she ran into Xaden and
Just a
maybe.
maybe could be.
just to
I
set
never
up
thought
the
of it like
scene,
that.
just to set
I
up.
know.
All right, I'm
Playing
sorry.
matchmaker. They're playing matchmaker.
Right? Matchmaker, matchmaker.
No.
All right. Anyway, Xaden gives her a crash course in learning how to shield so she can block out Taryn. And Xaden and Violet end up kissing, and she feels out of control. But Xaden stops saying that her feelings of desire are actually Taryn's and not her own. Can you imagine the self control? Like a girl's throwing herself at you, and he's just like, "No, it's not happening. I'm a good guy, and I'm not going to take advantage."
It it's the dragon's feelings, not yours.
Right?
Come on.
Like
Come on.
most men would
You
be
know
like,
how hot you
"Yeah,
are,
well,
Xaden.
you want to have sex? Yeah, let's have sex." But he's like,
Yeah.
"No, no, you don't really want this."
Again, a sign of a good guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mhm,
Mm-hmm.
mhm.
All right, Rhiannon discovered her signet and she can summon objects. That's pretty cool. I think I said in the last
It
episode that
is.
that's what I would do. Um, maybe I said
Just
that.
be like bring me that glass of water over there
Yeah,
kind of
like do
thing.
do. Mm-hmm.
Turn off the light. Boop.
Love it. After battle briefing, Dane asks Violet if she trusts Xaden more than him, and Violet tells him that he needs to stop protecting her and start believing in her. Dane reminds her that because of his signet abilities, he has special security clearances, and he knows that Xaden has his secrets and reasons to never forgive Violet's mother. He just wants to make sure Xaden isn't using her to get his revenge, which is legitimate considering everything.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah. So
he is
at
being
this
an overprotective brother.
point, were you thinking that? I mean, obviously Xaden had secrets, but were you thinking that it was like that, like he was using her or anything?
Mm-mm. I didn't think he was.
I didn't think so. I mean, I was
Um,
hoping there was more anyways.
I
But
still like was thinking like he doesn't trust her enough to like divulge anything. That's I
yeah,
think.
like there's something there,
Yeah, that's what
but
I
Yeah.
thought. Like, yeah, he was like, because he's in the rebellion. Like, he has these relics he only likes and has best friends with those people, those other
mhm.
children. So he probably is just like, oh, well, your mom's the general
Mhm.
and she sucks.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to get close to you. That's what I thought it was.
Like how do you trust her, right? That's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right. Side note, while Violet hasn't developed her signet yet, both of her siblings have powerful signets. Brennan was a mender, which is super cool, while Mira is able to conjure wards. Also very cool. Other signets, Riddick is an ice wielder. Liam has the power of far vision. All right, so Jack, asshole Jack,
Hmm.
and Violet spar, and Jack breaks several rules because why not? He's a dick, so he's
Of
just going to
course.
keep on being a dick. They both get injured, but Violet wins by having a vial of orange juice, which Jack is allergic to. And I remember when I heard her overhear the conversation, he was talking to somebody and like
Oh
when they were
yeah.
eating, and he was like, "Get that away from me! You want me to die or something like that?" And I was like, "Oh, here she goes.
Yep.
I'm like,
Got
here she
him.
goes. She's
Got him.
got it.
Loves poisoning people.
Here's some oranges." Like blow him in his face. Like, does anyone smell citrus? Xaden and Violet run into Violet's mother, and Commandant Panchek and Colonel Atos.
I hate Colonel.
Um, huh?
Colonel Atos can suck a dick.
The
Hmm.
biggest. And hope it chokes on
Hmm.
it. her, mo- her mom and Atos ask if Violet will let them study Andarna. They have limited knowledge on feather tails, and Violet's mother says her father had done some research on them but doesn't know where the information went. Hint, hint,
Yeah,
foreshadowing about
exactly.
information missing people. I didn't pick up on it here, but
Yeah.
going for forward, you will
That's a
understand.
good nugget to keep away for Onyx.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I will also in Iron Flame, you learn about all the stuff that they kept away too, but I don't know the Onyx stuff.
My brain is
Anyway,
swirling and
Zip.
spinning,
You
is
know.
it? Oh,
jumping.
oh
Yes.
no. Okay. All right.
I
Shh,
want
shh,
to
shh.
actually do like an actual reread.
Yeah, I bet there's a
Really?
lot
Yeah.
more little hidden nuggets like that that we didn't even realize when we were reading.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
For sure.
Huh.
Okay. All right, after the squad battle, their squad is seventh out of 24, which is pretty good. The last portion of the squad battle will consist of the squad carrying out a mission to find and acquire by any means necessary the one thing that would be most advantageous to our enemies regarding the war efforts. And they have 3 hours. Not very long to do that.
Mm.
Their squad leaders have been sequestered, so they will pick Imogen as their leader. Imogen was very much intimidating to me at this point. I was like,
Oh,
oh, she's so
for
scary.
sure.
I
I
was like,
still didn't.
Violet,
I
like,
still
don't
didn't
look at
like.
her the wrong way.
I know. I was still like, do I like her? I don't even
I
Yeah.
did not.
like her.
I didn't like her until the end, but yeah, she was
I,
very,
s-
very intimidating.
I don't know. I still like, mm,
You don't like her now?
I do, but she's not one of my favorite characters, I
Yeah,
guess.
she just doesn't give
I
the
did feel for her, but
she's like doesn't give the warm and fuzzies. She's not like
yeah.
funny. There's no
Oh,
like
she's not warm and fuzzy. She's the opposite. She's
there's no
prickly.
yeah. She's
Yeah.
too prickly for me to be like cool.
I like
No,
that. Prickly.
very prickly. All right. Violet suggests they break into her mother's office, and Quinn distracts the guard with her astral projection. Sawyer uses his metallurgy with summoning of
Metallurgy.
metal objects to keep the door shut behind them, and Nadine has the power to unweave wards so they are able to get into the office. They settle on the map with all their outposts and battlement markers and supply routes. They make it back and present their object, which puts them in first place. Woo!
Yay!
I mean, they're pretty cool. I mean, the book's called Fourth Wing, so obviously, guys.
Foreshadowing.
Yeah, right. For their prize, they end up in
I think it's
Montserrat.
Montserrat. Montserrat. I
Montserrat.
don't remember.
I can't remember either because I listened, but
What's
Yeah.
Riddick's power?
didn't I say it up there?
Ice.
He's ice
Ice
Oh,
wielder.
ice.
wielding.
Yeah, ice wielder.
I have a question for Dina then later.
Oh, shut
Okay.
up. I feel so left out.
I'm just gonna Google real quick.
We do need
Oh
to
my
find out
God.
where you are in Onyx Storm, though.
Oh, like
We can
chapter
discuss later.
5.
But
Chapter 5.
oh, Danielle.
I know. It's bad. I know. Ugh. All right. Anyway, where there are 12 riders stationed, Violet is surprised to find that Mira is there. Violet and Ree sneak out to go see Rhiannon's village an hour away. I thought this was super cool and like risky of them.
Mhm.
And I was like, oh, yay. And then Mira stops them. She's like a little follow the rules lady. Violet convinces Mira to go with them, and Rhiannon bonds with her family while Violet and Mira catch up.
Didn't somebody have a baby or
Yeah,
was
her
it
sister
right?
had a
Her
baby.
sister? Okay, yeah,
Mhm. Yeah. Because she was
Oh,
talking
that was
about it
sweet.
like, yeah, I hope I get to see the baby. It was cute.
Hmm.
Mira tells Violet that she has her father's book of wyvern folk tales and that she could take back with her. And just before they leave, Xaden steps out of the shadows.
Yay.
My shadow man. Are you still Googling?
Oh, I am sorry. I was trying to figure out this one thing. It's cool. Just realized my battery in my computer's about to die. So we're gonna
Go
do
grab it.
our first clappy clap ever.
But with the video, it doesn't work.
It's okay.
Okay.
We can discuss. What can we discuss? I can't wait for you to finish Onyx
What
Storm.
part did it get like? All right. Did you cry at the end?
Oh my God, yes. I actually cried a lot throughout the book in various spots. And then like I was doing audio and reading, and the audio, oh my gosh, even though it wasn't graphic audio, that girl was good. Like there was parts where her voice would break and then I would start crying and I'm on my way to work. I'm like, oh my God, I can't be crying when I walk into work.
Tina, is it Xaden? Is it Xaden? I don't want. I don't want to know.
It's
What happened?
It's
No,
fine.
she's trying to give me like hints about Onyx without giving me hints.
It's fine. Like, it's not completely like, oh my God, I'm never picking this book back up again. So you can rest assured you're okay. There's just a lot going on,
Okay.
more questions than answers.
Mm.
And
And we
it's
have to wait two
just,
years.
and we have to wait 2 years. And it's this huge cliffhanger again. But like,
Great.
even more so than the first and second book.
Wow. Because
Yes.
there's two more after this, right? There's two more
Yes.
books. How?
So
How?
many
I
cliffhangers.
don't
I don't even know.
know.
I don't even know.
So Danielle, when I finished the book, I turned the page, saw that there was nothing else, and I was like, "Oh, hell no!" And Kieran was like, "What's the matter?" I was like, "I have to call Dina," and I immediately called her.
She did.
I
I was like,
saw that
oh,
you posted on the Sips page when you finish and
Jenna's
you call.
calling me. And Bob's like, what? I'm like, Jenna's calling me. Oh my God, Jenna's calling me. We're like, yes,
You're like, it's Onyx. She
it's
knows.
finally happening. It's finally happening.
And then Bob got all, jealous that we were talking for so long.
Yes.
So he like took the phone or something, and he was
He's like,
like,
calm down, calm down. And then he
"I
like
need to
takes the
calm
phone
down."
away from me. I was like,
And I
let
was
me
like,
just put it on speaker. He's like, no, no, I'll take the phone. I'm like, okay, we're not done.
"Never, never calm down."
Oh, God. All right, fine. I'm going to tell all my students to be quiet tomorrow during my lunch and let me
Yes,
read.
you need to concentrate.
Okay, so
Okay, go ahead, Mira and
you've been
Dane.
really good about not having to clap for a while. So,
No.
okay. So the next day, Mira and Dane are both suspicious of Xaden, which, how could you? Not our zaddy.
I know.
Matt hates that phrase.
Zaddy.
Yeah.
Well, he's our Xaden.
Zaddy.
Zaddy. Well,
It's
he's
because he
a,
hasn't read the book.
yeah. And he's
He
like,
saw Rachel text me about it and he was cracking up and now he just says it all the time.
well, he's Zaddy with an X. He's Shadow
Yeah,
Daddy.
exactly.
Shadow Daddy
Exactly.
Zaddy.
Exactly.
So Mira goes through some questions about battle strategy, talking it through exercise about what they'll do if an enemy captures a fortress nearby. During the exercise, Xaden reveals to Violet that he's able to talk to her mind to mind, which was so funny, so funny, especially if you read the bonus point of view, Xaden point of view chapters at the
Yeah.
end. It's like so
Yeah.
fun. So Taryn announces a drift of griffins are headed their way, and Violet wants to stay to help, but Mira insists they leave since they are untrained. So back at Basgaith, um, they plead with Professor Markham for the outcome of the griffin attack at Montserrat. He says the outpost was damaged, but no riders were lost. So
Thank
I
God.
feel like I don't like any of these professors, by the way.
No.
No, they all are awful except that
Yeah.
one lady at the end of Iron Flame, but
There's not like one I like, I don't think. I don't even remember what one you're talking about. Um, okay.
started with a D. I forget her name.
Devera? Devera?
Yes,
Devara?
thank you.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. In May, the first battle of the war games approaches, and Violet's signet has still not manifested. And let's remember that if you
Ruh-roh.
not manifest your power within like a year, then the
No, I
power
think we looked it up last time. It was like 6 to 9 months or something.
within 6 to 9 months, then it can consume you from the inside, and you basically explode. So that's fine. So for the battle, their squad will
No
have
one is safe here. Like everything
I
is
know.
not a
So
calm death.
deadly.
It is so brutal how everybody has to die.
no one has
Right?
like an easy like, oh, they died in their sleep. Like
No one's just
No.
like shot and put out of their misery. It's like brutal
painful.
burning. It's awful.
It's painful.
Unless you're intrinsic. What did he do? How did they kill that intrinsic guy? Remember the one that
Oh,
was
right.
like it
Yeah.
manifested in the courtyard or whatever?
Yeah,
One of the professors like went over to him and snapped his neck. Was that a snap
oh,
neck?
Yeah, maybe.
maybe.
Ugh.
Just put them
I
down
guess I
real
guess
quick.
that's the easiest way out of all
Yeah.
the theories.
Hmm.
Yeah. All right. So for battle, their squad will have to defend a flag and attempt to capture a crystal egg that the first wing is guarding. The plan is to keep the flag moving among the squad so there's not one clear target. Taryn shows up with a saddle strapped on so that Violet can stay
Hmm.
seated. Xaden made it for her. He's a
Oh,
thoughtful guy.
He's
he
worried about
is.
her.
So, yeah, because she can't hold her seat on Taryn.
I don't
And
know how anyone holds their seat, but yeah,
yes,
Yeah.
especially when they do the loop-de-loops.
Oh, I know.
How did he
stupid.
do that? So
Yeah.
Violet worries that it'll make her look weak, but Xaden points out that everyone already knows that she's not able to stay seated, so why not just stay alive? During the war game, Jack jumps from his dragon
Mhm.
onto Liam's and thrusts a sword through his side.
Yep.
Liam falls off his dragon, and Violet channels Indarna's power to stop time and save Liam. Violet is furious and attacks Jack in anger. She summons a lightning bolt, which strikes the tower Jack is stationed on. The tower explodes, and the avalanche of stones kills him. Violet
Oh,
finally
boo-hoo.
manifests her signet. She's a lightning wielder. And I love this part because Taryn like roars and he's like, lightning wielder. Like,
I
Ah,
wonder if like the dragons have any kind of inkling what kind of signet they're gonna get.
they say they don't, but how do they not?
I
I
mean, it comes from
know.
them. It's their power.
Exactly,
It's
exactly.
their power, and then it's supposed to be a balance.
Mm-hmm.
So if Xaden is Shadow, and then you would assume she's going to be the balance of him since now the two dragons are mates,
Dark,
right?
darkness,
Yeah, no,
light.
that's a good
That
point.
makes a lot of
Hmm.
sense. Yeah.
So cool.
Blah, blah, blah. Okay, so Fourth Wing was able to capture the first Wing's egg and defend their flag, winning the war games. Violet feels bad for killing Jack. She shouldn't. But
Mm-mm.
Xaden assures her that it was the right thing to do. Violet worries her powers will change her. She always had thought she would be different, that she would never be this destructive. She thought maybe her signet would be something like Brennan's, mending instead of destroying. Xaden consoles her and she kisses him.
Yay!
And Dina wrote, and boom goes the dynamite.
Yes.
I love it.
Oh, and this sex scene was so good. They end up having crazy sex, knock over several things in the process. Their powers manifest, and like he's knocking over things with his shadows. She's like having lightning bolts strike the bedroom and outside their bedroom. She sets the curtains on fire, and his like shadows like take out the flames. Was this the one where they break the armoire?
I think so. And I
I
kept trying
think
to figure it out, but
I can't
Danielle, you're
remember
the
if it
one
was
that
the
read it
first or
mostly.
I think
second.
the
I
first time
I
they
know.
take out an armoire, which is so hot.
Because it's in her room, right? That
Yeah.
was her room. So yeah, then it's got to be that time.
So hot. Okay, so afterwards, in post-coital lovey-dovey time, Xaden opens up about his scars. There are 107 scars on his back, one for each of the 107 kids of the rebellion leaders that were left behind. The scars are part of his deal with Navarre's leaders. So, by accepting this punishment and conscription into Basgaith War College, he can avoid being executed. And if any of the 107 children betray Navarre, then his life is forfeit. So, the scars are his reminder from the Navarre's leaders, which is meanie, meanie, mean.
Hmm.
Awful. Can you imagine like sitting there and being
And taking all
carved
that?
into? Mm-hmm.
7 times.
Yeah.
They're the
No.
worst. Okay. So Violet tells Xaden to keep that if they keep hooking up, they will surely end up falling for each other, which Xaden said that they weren't allowed to do. So she pushes Xaden to admit, but he doesn't, that like he has feelings for her. She refuses to sleep with him again until she is ready to risk her heart. And he
Hmm.
admits that they're falling for each other. She's like, no, even though you're super hot, I can't do it unless you tell me you like me.
I know. It was really annoying when she said that.
It out. Just have sex with a hot man.
Because it's like, is
But
this your
no,
first time? But it wasn't her first time. So it's just
no, but
like,
she's
but
like
she fell hard for him.
she's a smitten kitten, which I get, but like be quiet and just keep touching the handsome
And do
man.
you think she would have fallen this hard if they weren't like bonded with the dragons and had this whole like telepathic communication?
Hmm.
Huh.
Like
I
having this deeper, intimate level?
Ooh, that's a good
I
question.
mean, she kept staring at him before their dragons were
Well,
even
that's because
bonded,
he's
though.
fucking gorgeous, but that means
Okay.
nothing. I'm talking about like a deeper meaning
You're right.
beyond his beautiful looks.
You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right.
Well, she was also looking at him because she was worried he was going to kill her.
Yeah,
It's true.
for real. He's very menacing looking.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's true. Okay. So later, I like this one. Later, a
Mm.
formal event is held at Basgaith for Reunification Day, which is really fucked up. Reunification Day really is just like the day that they killed all the rebellions. So, AKA like Liam and
Daddy's dead.
Xaden's
Yeah.
fathers. Yeah.
Hmm.
Violet ends up leaving the party to go back to the Riders Quadrant. She acknowledges her true feelings for Xaden and steps onto the parapet to walk over to find him because she couldn't find him at the party. And people were like, well, you know what this really day really is. And she's like, oh shit, I should have realized. And like his friends were like, he's out on the parapet, but he wants to be alone. And she's like, no, I went out in the rain in boots and now I'll go out in dress slippers and my
Yeah, it
long
wasn't
slippy
that dumb.
dress.
Yeah.
She walks over to him and he's like sitting in the middle of a parapet. She's struck with the realization that everyone is celebrating his father's death while he is left to mourn it alone. She admits to herself that she is in love with him. So they meet in the middle of the parapet and she tells him that she is ready to risk her heart for him. They go back to his room and have more mind-blowing sex, which they literally blow out a window, which could
Hmm.
you imagine?
Yeah.
I know.
Could you imagine like okay, so every time she has an orgasm, lightning strikes, right? Like how embarrassing to be like, oh God, Violet and Xaden are at it again. Like,
But then she could never fake it either. I mean, not that you
That's
probably would with Xaden,
a
but
great point.
it's an
like
excellent point. Oh,
he
okay.
knows if she's faking or not.
No, I mean, unless she gets so good at her power, she's just like,
Oh, she can be like,
Yeah, she's like, "Beep," a baby one. Beep.
have you seen that like reel or meme or whatever that's on Instagram and it's like lightning striking a boat in the middle of the ocean and it's like we know what Xaden and Violet are doing.
Yes.
I did see that. I did see that. That's funny.
So funny.
Oh gosh. Okay, so they're having sex or they're just done sex, I don't know, and they are interrupted by Garrick, who pounds at their door saying that Basgaith is under attack. Violet believes the wards of Navarre are falling, so she throws on Xaden's flight jacket, which hot, and
Mm,
rushes out. Turns out they aren't really under attack, it's just the war games that's starting.
I hate this. Can I tell you how much I hate this?
mhm.
They make it seem so dire, these stupid training games.
Yeah.
Hate it. Hate it. So Dane's father reads out the hypothetical scenario. The wards are failing, and there has been an unprecedented attack among the borders, putting villages under siege from drifts of Griffin riders. He gives orders to each wing leader, telling Xaden he is to establish headquarters for Fourth Wing at Athbine,
Oh,
Sure.
I can't remember.
Athbine,
I was
Athbine.
gonna look it
Yeah.
up too and I forgot.
the A place. Violet remembers that's where Xaden, Garrick, and Bodhi were one night when she saw them out, but Xaden wouldn't tell her why they were there. Side note, when getting into formation to leave, Violet sees her dragons in the field. She notices has a harness similar to Terran's. Andarna tells her that it hooks onto Terran's harness so it can help her keep up because she's got little baby wings. Um, Xaden, again, made it for her because he's an angel
He's a precious
child
heart.
daddy.
Always thinking about Violet and her. I mean, yes, okay, their lives are connected, and if she doesn't survive, he doesn't survive, but that's thoughtful.
Yes.
I'm taking it as a
I
win.
mean,
Yeah.
you don't have to do thoughtful things for someone just because your life is bound to them. You can just
Yeah.
make sure they stay
Do
alive.
it. Yeah.
Mhm.
Mhm.
So before they head out, Xaden says to Dane that he'll be taking Liam, Violet, and Imogen with him. Dane argues with Xaden, saying he can't take Violet since she's a first year, and Dane's all about the codex and all about rules. And Violet tells Dane she trusts Xaden and goes with him. They fly across the barrier of the wards where magic is wilder and more difficult for dragons to communicate. On the way to Athabine, they stop to rest. Xaden and Violet share a kiss, but they are interrupted by a woman's voice.
Uh-oh.
Of Griffin riders show up, but they don't attack. But why? We thought Griffin riders were bad. Xaden knows these people and has been working with them to aid their enemy against their enemy. One of the Griffin riders informs Xaden that they lost a village nearby to a horde of Venin 2 days ago. Violet also learns that Taryn knew about this.
Uh-oh.
Dun,
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 dun.
dun.
Oh,
So then Xaden explains that they've been shipping out weapons to Griffin riders on the borders to defend the areas from the Venin. And so Venin are basically people who can tap into this source of magic without a dragon or a Griffin to channel. They like use the earth to like, I guess, fire themselves up.
mhm.
But it takes so much from them that they become these like ugly little things too. So the Venom don't attack Navarre because of the wards, and the leadership actually knows about it. And they know that they're attacking the Poor Emil area, but they choose to do nothing about it, which really, guys?
Yeah, like innocent people out there just getting hurt and
Right.
dying.
They know about it and they're not doing anything to help them, and they make it seem like they're the enemies.
Hmm.
So the Griffin Flyers attack Navarre wards because the material that is used to power their wards is what's needed to fight the venom. And I think at this point too, there's like these weapons that they're crafting out of whatever they use to power the wards. They're like little daggers. And Xaden gives, or I think it's Xaden, he gives Violet one or two of these too, just to have for protection. Xaden tells her that the only reason he hid it from her was because Dane has the ability to see her memories, and this whole thing is way bigger than the two of them. His own father was executed just for trying to help these people on the borders. So, I mean, he's trying to hide it for good reasons. It's not like he just wants to keep it from Violet.
Mhm.
They arrive at Athbine. We're gonna go with Athbine.
Yeah.
But it looks deserted, and they sense something is wrong, and it has nothing to do with the war games. So Xaden remembers that Dane insisted that Violet would die if she went with Xaden, and he realizes that he's been secretly reading her memories without her knowing. Xaden told Violet about this place in the past, so he must have known about the location. So then he probably was able to tell his father. And then Xaden finds a note from Colonel Ato saying that their mission is to survive if they can. They were basically sent there to die. So I think we need to talk about Dane's betrayal and how this also sets up Colonel Atos as a villain.
This part made me so sad because like Violet was so innocent and like naive about it. He goes, Violet, Dane read your memory. She's like, no, he wouldn't do that to me.
She's like,
And he's like,
I would have known if he
right.
Mm-hmm.
did. It's like, no, you
And
would.
he goes, did he touch your face? And she goes, well, he always touches my face like that. And then it's just like, well, shit. He like reading your mind all day, every day. Like,
Like, what an invasion of privacy,
hmm.
too. So horrible. At this point, that's when I was just like, oh, Dane, you sounded hot, but
She
no,
sounded hot.
that's it.
And then he just runs and tells daddy about it. Like, what a little bitch
Exactly.
baby. Like, oh, I'm
Again,
sorry. Like, you don't have your friend anymore and you're jealous, but
right. All
Yeah,
about the codex.
yeah, like that was like the final straw for me with him in Fourth Wing, is that like he never put his friendships with anybody above like the Codex. And I'm like for what purpose? Like the
yeah.
Codex means more to you than actual human lives. And then like he goes and betrays like I get it was his father, but like his father
No one, like,
obviously
he can't
wasn't
have just blind faith in something. Like, everything has a flaw. So he can't just be
Right.
like, oh, yeah, Basgaith is doing absolutely everything right. No, like, that doesn't happen. People
Like,
make mistakes and they're bad people in the world.
don't you have like a moral compass or like a gut feeling that something isn't right?
Mhm.
Right.
You know? I don't know.
I guess he
Yeah,
was just brainwashed against all the rebellions people.
right. I mean, okay, he's not as bad as Tamlin.
No,
He ranks below, and I have to say I'm okay with him now at this point in the series
I didn't
after
know if we were
Fourth
gonna
Wing
go
and where I
there.
am. But
I will say, yep. He's not on my I hate list anymore.
yeah,
yeah, at the end of Iron Flame, I didn't hate him. So,
yeah, he gets better.
hmm,
It gets
So,
even
definitely Tamlin's definitely the worst.
oh yeah, for sure.
for sure.
Um, okay, so then they realize that they have to make a decision. Nearby, there's a trading post of resin that's being attacked by venom. So they can either try to save them and head to the new location to like carry out the Fourth Wing games and basically save themselves, right? Um, seven Flyers end up joining them, the ones that kind of met up with them before. And they decide to go ahead and like just go for it. They need to go protect these people and help them if they can. They find out that fire won't kill Venom, that only the black weapons they have will, and they'll have to kill him in hand-to-hand combat, which
Tricky,
that means they have to get like up close and personal with them,
which is
which
super scary.
very scary, especially like they're flying around on Wyvern and they're flying around on dragons. You're gonna have to jump through the air, like,
Mm-hmm.
So they head towards the trading post and they see two wyvern. Venom channel their powers into wyverns, creating these creatures in order to go up against their dragons. So basically, they created them to combat them.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Terran says the only way to kill a wyvern is the same way you kill a dragon. Oh my God. Crossbolt to the heart, or you can use lightning. Conveniently, you can use lightning.
Right.
Always about the balance, right? You got to have that balance. That's why her powers manifested, right?
Mm-hmm. They needed it.
They
And she was
needed
like the first in like 1,000 years to be a
right.
lightning wielder or something.
Yeah. I think it was in a couple centuries, I think they
Mm-hmm.
said.
Conveniently when these venom and wyvern start appearing again.
Yep.
Ah,
So, starting to
that
piece things together here, right?
sure we'll learn more about that later.
Mm-hmm. So unfortunately, since Violet barely manifested her powers, she is not very good at aiming her lightning. That still needs work, but she's just throwing it out there and seeing if anything can stick. And she was able to kill a couple wyverns, so good for her. She
Yay.
happens to see Liam, and I think his name is Day. I couldn't remember how to pronounce Liam's
Mm-hmm.
dragon.
Is it day or
Day?
Day or D? I can't
D?
remember.
Day?
Maybe
D?
it's D.
Okay. We'll go with D. I like D.
Mm-hmm.
So she sees them flying away from a wyvern and a Ryan of oh my God, a venom rider. She rushes to go help them, but Liam has already leapt off his dragon. Oh my God, and onto the wyvern, and he starts slashing the venom's throat because remember they have to get up close and personal. The wyvern immediately dies as the venom rider is killed, and then he hops back onto his dragon.
That's
So
so
basically,
intense.
yeah, at this point, I know I had to like really slow down and read and pay attention to what I was reading because there was so much going on. And
Mm-hmm.
to be able to understand how they were killing and what the battle scenes are like, I feel like Fourth Wing is very battle forward and like war and like this kind of talk. Like, it's not my forte, and I really have to pay attention to understand
Yeah.
what's going on because there's
Mm-hmm.
so much to
Sure, it's
it.
a lot of back and forth. Who's where'd they go, who's
Mm.
getting the next guy. Hmm.
And it makes it very intense and
Yeah.
exciting too.
True.
Um, So then another wyvern ends up dropping from above and attacks Violet and Terran, but Liam and Dee fend it off, and they collide into the attacking wyvern. The collision sends Liam hurling off and onto Terran's um, neck, the base of his neck. Violet ends up catching him and holds him there, and Dee and the wyvern lock into intense fight, but the wyvern digs its claw into Dee's scale and kills the dragon. Ah.
I
So
was so sad here because I was like, wait. They said that it doesn't always happen that the rider dies if the dragon dies. So I was like, okay. I was like saying it out loud.
Literally
He's not gonna
said
die. He's not gonna die.
they,
He's not
they
gonna die.
literally always said, Danielle, that a dragon without a rider is a tragedy. A rider without a dragon is death.
Listen, you.
Just telling you what they always say.
Listen. I was
Like
like, it could
when the little
happen.
excerpt from blah 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 blah.
They
Rider.
said it didn't.
Justinia,
They said it didn't always happen that they both die, and I was just like holding out a little sliver of hope, lady.
is
Well,
this the point where you texted us like what happens when like I
Yeah,
think you even like
yeah.
said that,
I
right?
was like, do they have to always die? Yeah.
Yes. So sad. So Liam unfortunately doesn't survive. And in his last few moments, he tells Violet to take care of his younger sister Sloane when she arrives at school next year. How
I
freaking
was so
sad.
mad that she killed him.
I
I was
know.
so mad. I
did
was
you
like, did you
put
Like,
in the
just say?
famous?
why?
Did you put in the famous line
Why?
though? Did you put in the famous
I
line?
didn't. I didn't. I should have. Dang
No.
it. I'm
Okay,
sorry.
so
I
What
was
famous
crying.
line?
I
she
was trying to
she
do the chapter summary and I was crying already.
she like she Violet thanks Liam for like protecting her and like because he was basically her bodyguard and at first
Mm-hmm.
she like resented him but then how could you he was such a nice guy and like things like that so she said like thank you for protecting me and he goes it's been my honor and then he
Oh,
dies
Oh, I
freaking
got chills. Oh my God.
then
yes.
Xaden's holding him and ugh
It's
Right,
such
because that's
like,
his brother.
yes.
not his like real brother but his brother
No, but like,
they
yeah,
grew
his
up
brother
together
growing up. Hmm. like from the
fosters together.
It's
rebellion.
basically his brother. Yes. So sad. I know. I'm like doing the chapter summary. I'm crying. I've been drinking. Like it was a mess. And Bob's like looking at me like, what is going on over
Like,
there?
oh, here she goes again.
Yeah, exactly.
What did Jenna do to Dina now? Like,
Just,
what book
for
did she
reading
made Dina
something.
read?
Oh,
So
Liam.
awful.
Anyways, yeah.
Shannon.
Okay, here we go. More action, right? A dozen more wyvern end up showing up, and Violet is the only one that can kill them all. So she sends all of her lightning out at once, and wyvern collide with her and Taryn roars out in pain. And I'm like, oh my God, not Taryn too. A venom ends up leaping onto Taryn's back, and Violet and him fight. And the venom ends up stabbing her in the side.
Oh,
Xaden comes in, starts throwing shadows around them. The venom starts getting disoriented, and Violet is able to stab him or her between the ribs, and that ends up killing her. So then the wyvern dies too. So here is where she kind of realizes, hey, if I kill the venom, then all the wyvern die. They basically, I think it's even like it's not one per one. Like I
right.
think
It's the one who
one,
created.
right? Like one venom can create multiple ones.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think the stronger ones.
Yeah, and then they just start like dropping like flies.
hmm But such an interesting concept that it's the opposite of the dragon rider
Yeah.
situation. I liked that actually, that it
Mm-hmm.
was, and then
Right, because they're
they were
evil,
created for
so.
them. Yeah, exactly. So that was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
So then they pick out the most powerful rider, and Violet tries to just like strike him down with her lightning, but her aim, of course, isn't good enough. She tells Taryn that she needs more power, but Taryn feels that um, she's going to end up burning out if she does that, and he doesn't want her to die like Nolan did, his previous rider, just from not understanding the power, the limits of her power. So Andarna, who was supposed to be hiding because they always make her no, don't come here. You're too small. Like, we want to protect you. She
Our
just pops
sassy
up like,
little,
hey guys.
she's
Yeah.
our
It's like, hey,
sassy little
remember me?
dragon, and she's there
I
anyway.
I love her so much.
I know.
She's like, hey guys, can I help?
I'm here.
Did you
So
call
Violet,
me?
yeah, right. So Violet ends up channeling her powers to freeze time. Then she channels the lightning and then splits the sky, and it branches out in every direction. And more than half of the wyvern fall dead and strike with the strike of one venom. So good for her.
Mhm.
Knowing that everyone will live now, Violet lets herself slide off of Taryn's back, and Darna uses the last bit of her strength to slow time to help her stop the fall. And Violet then starts to feel the effects of the poison tipped dagger that the venom had struck her with in the ribs earlier. And she slips into unconsciousness. She drifts in and out for a while, and she starts hearing others talk around her. Basically, like, what are we going to do? She's poisoned. Should we take her back to Basgaith? And Xaden says, no, it's a 12-hour flight, and she has a broken arm. So instead, Xaden says that there's somewhere else that they can go, and then she hears a familiar voice.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Ah.
Mm-hmm.
I was like immediately buying Iron Flame. What are you talking about?
Yep.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
exactly. So it's 3 days later, and Violet still hasn't woken up yet. Xaden is grieving Liam's death
All
because
by
we all
himself.
were
All by himself.
all by himself. But then suddenly Violet wakes up. While she was unconscious, Andarna matured and she became so much bigger, but her gift is gone now. So we kind of don't have answers around that. But I mean, we're all alive here, so that's good.
Mm-hmm.
It turns out they're in
I thought it was
Arethia,
Arisha. Arisha.
Orisha. There
Aisha.
we go. Orisha, which is supposed to be burnt down. It's in the process of being rebuilt. So she's kind of like, what's going on here? The leadership of Navarre doesn't know that it's being rebuilt, and it's because of the rebellion relic, so that three or more of them are around, and so what's his name, Melgren, right?
Mm-hmm.
See
What
he
they're
can't
doing
see
and what
what's
they're up to.
happening. Yeah, exactly, because there's more of them there. So Xaden basically asks Violet if she's willing to fight with him, knowing that everything that she knows now, and she says yes, that she's in. And he finally admits that he fell for her too, which, come on, of course.
Obviously.
Of
But it's
course.
nice to
But she's
hear.
mad at him. She wakes up and she's mad.
That's true. She is
She
mad.
wakes
And
up and she's being like a little bitch, and she's just like, "Wait, look at this cool place. Oh my gosh, I thought it burned down because she's just, has all that scribe knowledge." And she goes, "Wait, you didn't tell me. What else did you lie to me about? I can't believe you were so dishonest with me." And you're like, "Hold the phone.
You're
Look what
alive.
happened with Dane just taking your memories. Thank God he didn't tell you about all this stuff."
Exactly. Like he basically protected all this because you weren't helping your
Hmm.
situation here.
Yeah.
But
Exactly.
that also sets up how she was in Iron Flame, which
Oh, the
I'm sure we're going to
worst.
talk about it, but she was not my favorite character.
No,
But
she was
Danielle,
so.
This is my least
in
favorite character in
in
Iron.
Onyx Storm though,
Top tier.
yeah, redeemed.
Okay.
Totally redeemed herself.
Yes.
Okay.
So,
Okay. Good.
people get through Iron Flame,
Yeah.
get
Get
through
through
her little
Just
whiny.
know it will be good.
sassiness.
Just know it will be
Yeah.
good.
Yes,
Get
yes,
through whiny
exactly.
Violet to get to
Yeah,
mature Violet.
I mean, she's
exactly.
still young. She's
Yeah.
Right,
20.
that's true. She's in her 20s, so you're
I
stupid
mean,
when
I
you're in your
was, yeah,
20s.
very stupid,
Yeah.
right?
I think she's like 21 by this time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So,
Oh,
anyways, the biggest cliffhanger of the book.
Knock,
A knock
knock,
comes at the
knock.
door,
Becca
and
Yarros loves
guess
her.
who's there? Brother Brennan is standing before her. He was the one that ended up mending her, and he welcomed her to the revolution. Oh my God.
So
I
frigging awesome.
I didn't see that coming. I did
Neither
not.
did I.
I was walking into work at this last scene and I had my phone playing and I walked into the lounge. So it was like 3 minutes before the bell was going to ring. And I was like, no one walk in. I need to finish this. And I was just like playing it and people were walking by. I was like pausing it and like wait until they walk. When I put it again, I was like, oh my God, Brennan. But I look
You
like
The
such a
know,
whole
weirdo.
because the whole time in the book she brings him up how much she misses him and how
mhm.
And then
death
she's reading from the
destroyed
book of
her.
Brennan.
Uncle
Yes.
Brennan the whole time that his death destroyed her dad, killed basically died of a broken heart, which seems like
Mm-hmm.
suspicious, but who knows? And I don't know.
You
Um,
you know what? I didn't see Brennan coming. I did not think that he was alive. But I thought the twist was going to be that her dad was still alive.
I did think that
Oh,
too. I did think that too.
Hmm.
Yeah.
yeah.
That
I
was
was
one of
like,
my
what do
theories.
you mean his heart just gave out? Like, what the fuck does that
Yeah,
mean?
that's
Like,
Right. Yeah,
so
yeah, yeah.
simple.
I was like,
That's too simple.
I was like, he obviously just hates
His
horrible
wife.
Lilith Sorrengail and got the fuck out
Hmm.
of there. Like,
I can't
Hmm.
be married to this bitch anymore. I'll fake my
Yeah.
own death.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
No, but yay for Brandon. Because
Yeah.
I mean, we need a healer. We need a mender.
Gosh, menders are so good. I wish I was a mender.
I know,
Hmm.
right?
I would love
No,
that
yeah,
segment.
Hmm.
that'd be super cool.
That
Yeah.
and the where you can go somewhere really fast. Like all of a sudden you're there.
That would
Time
be great for travel.
what
Hmm.
is it called? Time walker?
A
No,
walker. Yeah, they call him a walker.
walker. Okay.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay. I like how you called this segment where we deep dived. Dina's renaming this between the pages, which
Ooh,
catchy girl, like it.
Right?
kind of like sexy too.
Like between the sheets,
Yeah, I like
Yeah,
that.
the
that's
sheets of
true.
paper.
The
Sheets of
sexy
paper.
paper? No. Yeah, I was doing a lot of thinking earlier because I was irritated with work and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna think about something fun. So
Hmm.
yeah, I think we should rename it to Between the Pages.
That
I
Hmm.
didn't
makes
have too
sense.
much for it. So let me say, Between the Pages would be where we do our deep dive, discussion topics, things we want to kind of like go into further, right? I
Hmm.
didn't have too much. Um, but I kind of like touched on this earlier was about if Brennan survived, could there be others that supposedly died
Also,
that are possibly
yeah,
still alive?
that
Yeah.
was my first question. I was like, okay, Brennan's alive. Can we bring back Liam? That was my
Mm-hmm.
first. I was like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, we can bring someone back. We can do it. But
But I guess because we
when
didn't,
people die, they burn people. So it's just
yeah.
like,
But I guess
Did
because we didn't see Brennan's death and Brennan's death happened only with his friend Naolin, that
mm-hmm.
we don't know if it really was a true death or not. Like Liam's,
right. So is that guy truly dead?
what kind of
Nolan?
Naolin? Who
That
knows?
is a question.
That is
Right?
a
Because that could
question.
be a question.
That
That
is
is
a
a
question.
And he
question.
was a siphon. So
Uh-huh.
I don't know. Seems Like who
Is
took
she?
Brennan? Who mended Brennan? Do we find out? And that's probably an Iron Flame thing.
Well,
I
I
forget.
think, isn't it because Nolan, I mean, basically, he gave up everything
To
to he
save him.
burn out and save Brennan.
And Brennan can mend himself because I think I remember him saying he did mend himself like a
So then
bit.
he mended the rest of the way, maybe.
Yeah.
Ugh,
I
There you
know
go.
that Rebecca Yarros has also said in interviews that she's not going to bring Liam back
I have heard
because
that
he's just
too.
I
perfect.
know.
She's like,
Yeah, she did say that he was perfect and he didn't, he was, there was no character development.
Right, right. Which is sad because I would really like to see him
You know.
again.
I liked him.
But
Can't he just
do
be
you
perfect?
think Imogen knew that Brennan was alive since she knew about all this stuff?
Oh,
Oh,
probably because they've.
You
I'm
think
sure
all of
they've
them
been.
knew and they were just like hiding it from Violet? That's pretty
I
shitty.
bet all the Relic kids knew because they've been to Arisha.
Yeah.
but he also changed his name.
Oh, right. He did change his name.
So
So,
maybe they didn't know that that was Violet's brother. What did he call
mhm.
himself again?
Well, that's Iron Flame. Don't worry
Okay,
about
you're
it.
right. You're right. You're right. You're
Mhm, mhm. Oh, right.
right.
We're gonna have to talk about
Okay.
him in
Him.
Iron
Mm-hmm.
Flame because there are
Mm-hmm.
some theories that still now, having read Onyx Storm, are still theories.
Oh
Yeah.
boy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we don't really have much for listener engagement. I did share Dina's gorgeous dragon.
Gorgeous. When she did that, I
Gorgeous.
was like, I can't do
I,
anything
I was
because
like,
that
No,
tops everything.
I was like, I need
no.
this framed in my house. So it's like a zoomed in of Taryn's eye with his scales and everything, but in the eye is reflected Violet's lightning bolt, and it's so beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
I like need Rebecca Yarros to see this, but like we got a lot of comments about how stunning Dina's art
Mm-hmm.
is. So again, at Creative Little Pill, go look at Dina's art because she's
Pay
truly
her to just
talented
like put some like she'll make something for your walls. Like
at work at home.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't
doesn't
have to
even need
be
to
book
be for
related.
a podcast. Like it could be just like wall art, guys. She
If
is
you
that
like, I like
awesome.
to do things in music. So if you're a music fan or
There
book
you go.
fan, like I
He's
can
that
do it
good,
all.
guys.
And then I did do something a little bit different. So what's nice about Procreate, which is the program that I use, it records your drawing and like how
Oh,
you
cool.
progress.
That's
Which
cool.
my things you that one was actually a pretty decent one. Normally I'm like draw, erase, do this, size this, redo that. Like it's like all like a huge thing of like edits and I don't know what. So this one actually came out pretty cool. So if you do like to see the process, let me know and I'll post more of those. If not, that's cool. I don't have to post them. Um, I did actually draw something else, and I'm like, I can tell like when when I really like something, it's hard for me to draw something else that's to that standard. And I drew something else, and I don't know if I like it, but we can use it for this episode if we need to. Please draw something, guys, so that we can
I
post
know.
it.
I have to. I have to.
I
Well,
did.
then Ella started painting that lightning. I was like, oh, cool.
That's
Let's just
yeah,
add
that was so
Ella's.
funny. Today, my kids had a snow day, and Ella, my daughter, my youngest, was like, "Oh, I really want to paint, Mom." I was like, "Okay." So I just like got her out my acrylics and one of my canvases, and I walked away. And when I came back, she's like painting a storm with a lightning bolt, and I'm like, "Have I been
Perfect.
talking about this book?" I'm like, I don't think I have been. I was like, "Ella, where'd you get that idea from?" She goes, "Just in my brain." I'm like, "Okay."
Well, there you go.
Love it. We could
So,
use hers if she lets us.
right?
Right? Ella, is this allowed to go on the gram?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so for our sipping scale, we gave this book a 5 goblet rating because it just like blew the pants off of us. Like
Yep.
it
Mhm.
had literally everything. Dragons, it had a slow burn, it had a lot of spice, it had a lot of death, war,
War,
Magic.
magic.
magic, betrayals,
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
secrets up the wazoo. Like
Mm-hmm.
Cliffhangers.
yeah, morally gray characters,
Yep.
Yeah, yeah. Who aren't actually really morally gray.
Right.
super
Immature, young,
wonderful.
bad decisions.
Yeah.
No, Xaden's perfect in every way. And the end. Okay,
Funny.
so Dina, my favorite segment, hit it.
Yes, on the nightstand. So this is a segment where we just briefly discuss anything that's on our nightstand, what we're currently reading, what's on our TBR. What are y'all reading?
So I just finished Onyx Storm like literally 2 days ago. So
Mm.
I needed like a day of recovery from that because every time I went to go pick something
Mm,
else up,
mm,
I was like, "What's the
mm,
point?" Like,
mm, mm. Yep,
like,
yep,
oh
yep.
my God, like I'm so burned out. Like, what's the point of this?
You're so funny.
Um, so then I had paused. What is it called? Hold on. I had paused Dark Harmony, the technical fourth book in the
Oh,
Rhapsodic
yes.
series.
Mm-hmm.
I'm almost done that because I wanted to like give all my attention to Onyx Storm. So I was just like, I'll just pause this,
Hmm.
do Onyx Storm, and then come back to Dark Harmony. So I'm almost done Dark Harmony, and then I'm also reading of Blood and
Ether.
Ether by
Yes.
Harper Hawthorne. And
Mm.
what's on my nightstand? What's on yours, Dina?
I'm also reading of Blood and Ether, which I really like it so far.
It is cool. I'm on that too.
Danielle, you're reading it too, right?
Hmm.
I'm taking it slow because it's a lot of I don't know necessarily world building, but it's like background and
Yeah, there's a lot of people, a lot of background to
like
build up.
everything that goes into it.
Hmm.
But I'm really liking shoot, what is his name? The
The
main
star
character.
one, the guy, the star
Not
finder.
Not Arkin. What is
Uh,
the male Kieran? Yeah, Kieran.
yeah, oh yeah, Kieran. I was gonna say, is it
Oh,
Kieran? But
Yeah, yeah, there we
did you
go.
get
Yeah.
to Kieran yet, Jenna?
no, I didn't.
I
Yeah,
know. I'm surprised you hadn't said anything then, because
Yeah,
yeah,
no.
I know.
I'm really liking their dynamic.
Oh, good.
It's good. Yeah, I'm really liking it.
Good, good, good.
So I'm about 40% into that one again because I had just come off of Onyx Storm, so
Hmm.
it's
I
very
know.
hard to
It is hard.
change. And then I started the audiobook The Bridge Kingdom by Jensen, which we're gonna have her on
Mm.
our
Oh my
podcast later on.
gosh. Like,
Yeah,
how lucky are we that we get to have Danielle Jensen on?
I
Like,
know.
blown
I
away.
know. I
Well, we're
really liked
just that
her
cool,
other
guys.
one, and this Bridge Kingdom one has been very good too. I'm about 30% or so with that one. So,
Okay,
yeah, that's what I'm working with.
there you go.
Danielle?
I finally finished Air of Fire,
Yay!
and
I was so happy when you did.
it was so, typical SJM, the last 100 pages, you're just like,
Uh-huh.
oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. So I won't say anything because we'll eventually do the whole Throne of Glass series, but whoa,
Hmm.
what an
Oh,
ending.
oh, for
Um,
sure we will.
I was going slow with Onyx Storm, but now everybody's talking about it, so I gotta go and start reading it faster. Obviously still, because we just said it, Blood of Ether. And then, so what I like to do, I have a physical book is Onyx, Blood
Hmm.
of Ether is on my Kindle at night. And then audio, I'm doing Quicksilver, which
Ah,
I'm only like chapter 6 and I'm not loving it yet. I don't know.
ooh.
I mean, it's a little complicated right now. So it's like, it's like, who
What?
am I following? Huh?
What?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm not there yet. Maybe it gets better, but
So, like, I read Quicksilver first,
I
loved it
know.
so much. I then bought the Audible when it came out with the Rasan voice guy.
Yeah, but he hasn't shown up yet, so it's like annoying.
Oh.
But, 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 but,
Don't
what?
butt me.
But what about, oh shit, what's his name? What's the funny guy?
They have weird names too, so I can't remember everybody's names, but
The funny guy. What's the funny guy?
the one with the weird accent.
What? No, what?
They all have different accents too, which is really
Hold
annoying.
on.
So
Characters.
it's like a multiple person
It's dual
reading?
narration.
Okay, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Carrion Swift. I love Carrion.
I just got to Carrion. Leave me alone,
You're
okay?
barely in it. You're
I
barely.
just said chapter 6. I'm not that excited just yet, okay? Give me a minute.
I
Whatever.
have that one too. I
I'm
got it
coming
when
off of SJM, like, hello.
mm, that's
Hmm.
true.
Thank you.
I do have that one on my Audible list. I bought it when there was like that huge sale. What
Yeah,
was it,
me
Black
too.
Friday or whatever?
You'll
Uh,
you'll be happy with it, Dina. Danielle's
okay.
just being a curmudgeon.
Can you not
So
judge
good.
me?
And the spice is just like so good. And Kingfisher.
Yeah,
So
I'm on chapter 6 with Everlane, and she's really cute. I like her.
so Danielle, you have met Kingfisher yet.
They haven't said his name, Kingfisher, because I'm like listening. I'm like, where is he? Where is he? Where is he? But they're
So
calling
is
him
that
something
his
else.
name? His
Yes.
name is Kingfisher.
Well,
Don't judge that man.
it's a dumb name.
He's so high up on your book boyfriend list. Don't even.
What's funny is like I've seen where there's like a reel too, and the girl's like, "Seriously, can we not?" with the cover, and it's like
I know the
horrible
Oh,
cover
no,
is
that
like
cover is just really cheesy. But
this
that was
cover.
before,
Yes,
yeah,
that one.
that was before she went traditional publishing. I think that was
Oh, okay.
her indie publishing. And I was like, girl,
Yeah, it
that
was
I
no
I can
bueno.
draw something for you, girl. Callie, right?
Right.
Callie
Oh,
Hart, is that her
text
name?
her. Yeah,
whenever
Callie Hart.
really hard. Whenever I like went out in public with that book, I always like made sure the cover was like facing inwards. I was like,
Covered.
Oh my
don't
God.
look at the
Like,
cover.
who's this man?
I was
Yeah.
like,
Why is he crying?
you're gonna be like, he's dreamy, but why does he have a silver tear? I'm like, it's Quicksilver. Be quiet.
Why does he have a silver tear? Oh my God. Anyway, I do like
Funny.
that like now that I'm in this universe of like, fantasy stuff and then Vampire Diaries and then they have a
Mm.
heretic chapter and I'm like, "Oh, okay, I'm getting to like know all this stuff about different creatures, mythical creatures, which is interesting."
Yeah, there's a lot of mythical creatures in that one.
Hmm.
What do you think of Everlane? She's pretty cool.
Oh, I like her a lot. She's really cute. She's like giving what's her name the water and she's she's chugging water and she's like, "Oh, you want more? Here you go." Like cuz water's sacred and
So now I can send you fan art of
yeah, send me. Hmm.
okay,
Okay.
on it.
You're funny. All right. Anyway.
So
Anywho.
for our next episode, we're probably going to release our Victoria K. Taylor interview, right, Jenna? Is that what
Hmm.
we?
Yeah, I wanted to ask, are we doing Victoria in between part one and part, we're doing part one, part two, and then Victoria. Okay. Just
Yeah,
making
Yes.
Victoria. Yeah, yeah.
So
So
this and then Victoria.
we'll release our Victoria because we did do that interview a little while back, but we'll release it. And then on to Iron Flame, which I was thinking is probably going to be another one that's a part one and
Oh,
part two because that one
totes.
also,
pretty
yeah,
heavy.
big book. So yeah,
Right. Unless you want to listen to us for 2 straight hours. No. But I
right.
mean, you could, but
I mean, we are
we'll,
entertaining, right?
we'll
Depends on how many
separate
espresso
it for you.
martinis I can have.
My student who listens to us, he said to me on Monday, he goes, when are you releasing another episode? I need another one. I was like, oh my God. I
Oh,
was like,
That's
thank you
so
so much.
nice.
wow.
His name is
That's really
Lewis.
sweet.
You get
Shout out
100.
to Lewis.
Yes, you get 100.
All A's, Lewis.
Yes.
He's super cute.
Oh.
That's so nice.
All right. So make sure you guys follow us everywhere you listen. Rate and review us, please. Please follow us on Instagram at Sips with the Serial, SURIEL. Click our Linktree bio and follow us on Goodreads, and we will put our episodes each week on YouTube. So please subscribe and like, same name, Sips with the Serial, and follow Creative Little Pill for all your podcast art and digital art needs. And I have a special message about this line because now I actually know what
Yay.
it means. And I felt like such a dummy because everybody gives me this outro and I didn't read it in the actual book that it's from. So now I could say it
It's from the Throne of Glass series.
and not
Yes.
cry because I'm
Oh.
going to hold it together.
Oh,
Yes.
don't cry.
I just love that so much. It made like all the crap of like waiting for all the boring stuff with man and like to get over with. Like it made it worth it when I finally, and it wasn't just like one time they said to whatever end. They said it like 5, 6
They
times.
say
I
it
was
all
like,
the time.
I was
Now
like,
you
I
get my
love you guys.
sweatshirt now that says
Yeah,
to
now I need that. Okay, so send me the link. All right. Anyway, keep reading to whatever end.
Oh.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.